in a White House, and I'm not the expert on this, I know you are, but I find that is really more on the media for not doing anything with this story for 3.5 years when it was abundantly clear to everybody in the media. You know, if you work for a company and your CEO is a little bit messed up in the head, I don't know necessarily if everybody in the C-suite tries to draw attention to that and bring the American people up to date with what's going on. That's the goal. That's the job of the media, to do their job and be inquisitive, have some intellectual curiosity. And the mainstream media for 3.5 years, I think, was complicit. And I know this because I've been off for a week. This is one day on my vacation. I'm interrupting to be here with you fine folks in America. And I talked to a lot of liberals, and they said, oh, my gosh, did you see that debate? I'm shocked with how bad Joe Biden looked. And I'm like, are you serious? Because on my air, on Fox and on Fox Business, I've been saying for 3.5 years, hey, this guy is really bad, and he's going to get housed in this debate. And so it's really on the left for not being inquisitive, for not seeking out that knowledge, and it's on the mainstream media for not giving them that information.
It's on the media, but here's the one place I would say it's on Kamala Harris, too. Jackie Heinrich reported yesterday that Kamala Harris was on the call yesterday between Biden and Netanyahu, that she's been on many of these calls. If she observed, and maybe she didn't, if she observed the freeze-ups, the forgetting of names, the basic facts, when you are on the phone with world leaders, we have a 25th Amendment for a reason. The vice president has a role in that for a reason. And at some point, political optics go out the window on behalf of national security.
I think a lot.
What did you see?
I think a lot of this is coming to fruition, not because the liberal media, as you say, because we are mainstream, or at least I hope we are. The liberal media, they see they're scared. They haven't come to some enlightenment moment where it's like, hey, it's better for the country if we have a president that doesn't need 5 naps a day. No, they're in a place to where Donald Trump hasn't lost a single step. As a matter of fact, he's only gotten more on message. He's gotten, in my opinion, wiser on the campaign trail, and he's raised almost $100 million more than the current president in the last quarter. And on that point, there's a class of people that do help make decisions, whether we like it or not, and those are huge donors. And so I want to point out here, this is Reed Hastings, the Netflix co-founder, and this is what a staunch liberal and supporter has to say. Biden needs to step aside to allow a vigorous Democratic leader to beat Trump and keep us safe and prosperous.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then we'll go on with it. Abigail Disney, the granddaughter of the Walt Disney Company co-founder, Roy Disney, she says, I intend to stop any contributions to the party unless and until they replace Biden at the top of the ticket. We have an excellent vice president. Yeah, if Democrats would tolerate any of her perceived shortcomings, even 1/10 as much as they have tolerated Biden's, and let's not kid ourselves about where race and gender figure in that inequality. And if Democrats can find a way to stop quibbling and rally around her, we can win this election by a lot. Now, we can parse a lot of the points she made, but let's just stay on the point of these are people writing checks with a lot of zeros, and they both said not anymore.
And that begs the question of how much is money essential to politics? I would argue if Joe Biden no longer has the donor support, I don't care how much Joe Biden wants to stay in the race and how much Dr. Jill Biden wants to remain first lady. It's not going to matter if the moneyed interests are out, either supporting someone else or just not supporting Joe Biden anymore.
That's spot on. You know, I've thought to myself, what matters most in this calculus? Is it the congressmen, congressional leadership, perhaps coming out against Joe Biden? Is it governors? I think you're exactly right. It's donors. Abigail Disney has given, I believe it's $400,000 to Democrats just this cycle, and we're not even close to November. So you lose her support. You lose Netflix co-founder, who, by the way, is a big Obama donor. I wonder if that factored in at all. You lose here.
Good morning. It's a great day to be a Vought International shareholder because I am thrilled to report our investments in internet technology continue to yield colossal returns. EBITDA margins are strong and our future looks brighter than ever. And today, we stand on the verge of a new frontier alongside our dear friends at Opera GX. We're proud to present our very own super-powered browser. Browser from Vought. With browsing speeds that could give A-Train a run for his money, a laser-tight filter on news, and, thanks to the Deep and his dedicated team in crime analytics, Browser has been injected with an encrypted connection to a private VPN with advanced cookie and ad blocking protection. It's like having the 7 protecting you online. So your personal data and identity stay safely in your hands and ours and Homelander's. And just as you trust Vought superheroes with your lives, you can trust Vought International with every detail of what you do online. So whether you're watching a compilation video of Homelander's greatest saves or review bombing TV shows, you can browse with confidence that what you look at is private. Super speed, super secure. That's the browser promise. Download it today and get 7 Vought coins to put toward your next in-browser purchase.
Here's Damon Lindell of Hollywood Showrunner, and he says that virtually the same thing. He's been asleep at the wheel. It's time to wake the bleep up. Whoa.
Oh.
When a country is not behaving how we want them to, we apply harsh economic sanctions. It's a give and take, short-term hurt for long-term healing. When they text you asking for cash, text back that you're not giving them a penny, and you won't change your mind until there's change at the top of the ticket, and he goes on.
Yeah, he eventually says, you know, Joe's been a good president, but it's time for him to move. Here's why this is important. For the campaign itself, which is the war chest that they're sitting on that can't be severed from Joe and Kamala, that's the money used to go and get people registered, to go knock on doors, to hire campaign staff. The super PACs can do commercials and other things to get the candidates to and from events. That's important money. And when they pick Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer, that's money they're not guaranteed to be able to use if Kamala Harris isn't on the ticket. In what world do you keep her as vice president, bring someone else in over her? That doesn't happen. And I point that out because I do believe that, as was referenced in one of those, I think these check writers and the establishment, or at least behind-the-scenes Democrats, they believe in Kamala Harris, and that's who they want. I believe that.
I would just point out with the Damon Lindelof full screen that we just read right there, he created the show Lost. So if anybody understands when somebody...
Okay. I think they've been through that already, the opening anyway. But I'm going to real quick get out of the military view there here. Okay. United States. Friday, October 25th, 2024. So, I'm going to have to pause this a little bit until the election happens in real life. But right now, having it real quick. Because they're talking about Kamala Harris, and she's at 79% with me. So there is a possibility. I think I'm going to try to start putting her out there like they are. I'm going to boost her, and then I'm going to switch them if I can. Or not even switch them, I might just... I got to figure out how I'm going to do it, but Biden's not going to be the next nominee, so I'm going to try to get Kamala ready. It's... So we're gonna meet with her. I do think I already have a meeting with her set up. Let's see here. No, probably not. It won't like it anyway, so let's set that up. Set it up before November, definitely. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna talk to her before. That's good. Okay. Very good. So we're gonna work on her. But you can see the cabinet, nobody's below 70%. So pretty good. Foreign Affairs is the guy that's at 70, and we'll figure that out. We'll go ahead and meet with him too. We want to shore everything up before the debate. Everybody else is awesome. So, and just to show that you can pick anyone, because here's Yellen, doing good. Economy's doing good. That's the reason they're all happy, is because the policy for all these things are going pretty good. So economy's 91%, justice is 91%, education's 100. Worked hard on that. 98 for employment and social, 100% for health because we handled COVID really well. 100% for agriculture because it gave them a lot of money. Housing, my chick is black, so we got dumbass Buttigieg here now for Secretary of Transportation. Even he's in like it's possible. But the funny thing is that you can pick anyone you want as long as you can make it happen. So my Homeland Secretary of Homeland Security he was either not doing a good job or he died or something. And I was stressing him out about who to pick because I was dealing with Israel at the time and Ukraine. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But so Obama is my Secretary of Homeland or Secretary of Defense. So we're also meeting with him. He's actually doing a decent job actually too. He's at 73. So we'll work on that. The last thing that we wanted to work on.
That's a step in the right direction.
That's a step in the right direction.
That's a step in the right direction. Still far from our aims. But still far from our aims. Still far from our aims.
And then music. Really loud. Okay. Do that. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, so we got that done. I wanted to look at crime real quick, just because crime's pretty bad right now, and it actually is getting worse for me too. Value is of January of last year. So we did get it down, real down, and now it's starting to go back up. So we are going to work on that. But much of the policy it's working pretty good. Crime rate, to see they go down about 4 points from last year. Policemen, a number of them have gone up. I guess it would be 0.3%, but I can't do math in the morning. Drug addiction rate, big time. That's a big problem. That went up by over points. That's what I'm gonna work on. Road accidents. Accidents on the road went down quite a bit, and then the salary of the police has gone down. Tried to bump their salary, and he wasn't done with it, so he can suck it. But we are very good with the police chief and the army chief right now. So the conspiracy theories, and a lot of those going on. Some of them came out to be true. You know, go to Secret Service, and you can see our fight against terrorism. We can fund it and all that kind of stuff. We can fund our defense system, which I've slowly been trying to bolster up a little bit. We have a couple less national officials, but we have many more spy satellites, and we're sitting at 250 special agents abroad, and more than normal because there's some serious shit going on. Our secret agent does not like us that much. I don't know why. We're gonna actually start investigating him. Basically James Bond or whatever. Director of Intelligence likes us. That's good. Conspiracy theories. Maybe the FBI. Okay. Yeah. FBI checking online. Our highest. Well, basically, the number of supporters, the most number of supporters for a conspiracy theory is. I would say 101 million. So that's not. I mean, that's a lot of people, but. 69 million. Okay, so Chinese creation of COVID is the biggest one right now, and I think it's hilarious. So we're gonna let it slide. It isn't a current campaign just because we don't want to get too high. We don't want to really want over 100 million people. So we're then kind of gonna start doing something. We are gonna leave it at that. And the astrophysicist is very unhappy with us about this. That's going to cause us to investigate his dirty ass, because why are you upset about this? That's just, I mean, you can run it however you want. You can run any country you want, however you want. Right now, we're not doing too bad. So, real quick, I'm gonna go over to Ukraine real quick so you can see their new territory, basically. And I called some of this with Zach, with brother. Surprisingly, Zach was right. They put the military view on here. They let Ukraine keep Crimea, which is not going to happen in real life. That's freaking absurd. But look at this. They get to keep Kharkiv. So Ukraine kept Kharkiv. They kept that there, and they kept all this here on the southeastern side. They did lose a lot, though. Okay, so there's Ukraine, and it's missing a lot of territory. I got a bunch of satellites over here, so I can keep an eye on Russia, right? In case they want to start mounting a second assault here, maybe on the north side, and try to get to Kyiv a little easier. Here's Kyiv, capital. Well, a little bit of a little snapshot information about it right there. The main thing to check for this right here, the dilapidation, that's how much damage is done. It's only at 1, so barely been hit, and they're reconstructing. It's going to take a couple hundred more days, probably every year. We're at 287 days out of 448. They're working on rebuilding, and I might even give them some money. So I've been giving them money, but not getting involved militarily though, just sending weapons. Russia were assholes, and they took East and West Donbass, something that I called. They also took Zap, and they took another thing that I would call Kherson. I just thought that they would take Crimea and Kherson and have a really good. I mean, they would have essentially this entire coast. Here's the Black Sea, and they would probably essentially control the Black Sea. The reason why they're not taking Crimea and the reason they're not freaking controlling the Black Sea is we got some big boys here. We got a satellite, and we got 3 high-quality cruisers with ground missiles and strategic ground missiles. So missiles that can kind of, I hope, hit stuff in the air as well. And so, see where I'm gonna move one away, and I don't want to piss off Turkey. Put this one off the coast of Romania. Yeah, and we'll be good there. And if we unpause, we'll actually see him start to move. Oh, you're going too? Okay. We'll leave one there as a test for Russia. They're not gonna have it. We'll move a satellite over Russia, just also and I mean, we always have to keep an eye on them and meanwhile, we will move the guy a little bit closer to Crimea. We got a meeting with Kamala Harris. Give her some coffee. Gonna give her some champagne.
Huh, that's not to be turned down.
Yeah, actually, gonna tell her she's awesome.
Thanks.
Basically, we're just gonna butter her up. I don't think we're gonna. I don't want her as much. We'll see. I kind of want her to either be president, or I want this somebody new. Somebody from my cabinet. But we're gonna follow real life, so we know Biden's getting old. I know I'm getting old. I'm gonna do this pretty soon. I'm gonna do it the right way. Okay, so president of Chad, new president just got elected, nominated, and we're gonna accept it because we don't mind him.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization are still operational. Do you want to try to dismantle the operation?
I'm gonna take out some bad guys in Haiti. There's Obama, our secretary of. I'm gonna give him champagne.
That's not to be turned down. Thank you.
No, it sounds like that. We're telling his radiant. We're gonna cheer him up.
Fine, thanks.
And oh yeah, we might offer him a national medal or award, probably 80% or so. But we got some satellites here. That's good. Good. We got some eyes on Russia and Turkey.
Huh.
Gonna continue to keep him drunk. We're gonna tell him to toe the line. Do your job. Do it well. You will excel. Our administration's all about. Okay, so we're doing good. Doing good in the election, but it's kind of weird. We kind of don't want to do good anymore. So that's fine. We'll work on that, though. I want to start passing on the good craze onto my cabinet. I'm going to be leaning on my cabinet pretty hard. Alright, first paper read. Quick. So yeah, Turkey and Syria are going at it as usual. Yeah. Cool. Like that. Prime Minister of Armenia. We're pretty neutral with Armenia. Public, 3 million. And look at all their stats. GDP is what I look at. Let's see, political party. Big one. Unemployment is ridiculous. Their inflation's not too bad. Their national debt's not too bad. So we'll give Armenia a look. We're not gonna comment on that though. And hi, sir. Your what? What? Oh. Oh, okay, thank you. Do you have a? Wait, use that towel real quick first. Just, at least for your feet or something like that. And so this is McConnell. He's gonna be running for president for the parliament, as you know, or the Senate. He's actually pretty popular. So there also is the idea, especially in real life. I'm gonna move on from America. We'll let America sit for a bit, see what happens in real life. If Trump wins in real life, then I'll try to see if I can make it happen. Start a new one. We're actually gonna meet with McConnell for the debate. From getting him and a couple other people. Anyway, kind of missed our first paper read, but that's kind of what's going over on in Ukraine, Venezuela stuff. That we want to take full control of the. Okay, so very good. October 29th is where we'll end on. And real quick, I just wanted to. I've been working on a lot in the country. Yep, here it is. Okay, so here's Washington State. Okay, I'm at. And here's Spokane. Here's Seattle. Beautiful, beautiful Seattle. We're gonna fix it, guys. I've driven this drive a lot. It's long and it's really boring. So I decided, since I know a lot of people commute back and forth actually to work anyway, very expensive, but we built a line from Spokane to Seattle. And for a while, right, it was pretty expensive. We'll get into the expensiveness later. This line now can take commuters, workers, vacationers, whatever. They can go from Spokane to Seattle, and it is a hyperloop. Please. Have a hint? Not really, but what we'll get into the budget. Let's see if I can find the price real quick. But transport we spent, yep, you can see here quite a bit. But million, so we put a couple million, or not a million, not 100 million, but a couple million for that defense, big time, 1907. So very cool. You can see all the comparisons of last year, and this is trillion. The three main, and you can see on this pie chart here, I would love it. 40%, we're spending the majority of our budget, 40% of it, on health, family, and social security. Next thing, the debt reimbursement, trying to get rid of our debt, and then the next thing after that will be kind of the focus of the administration right now. Bank is very happy. Anyway, housing, not a lot. Okay, so let's go transportation. Go to construction. Lots of highways, high-speed trains. No Hyperloop. But it is a high-speed train. Could make a campaign promise too, to be honest. I don't want to do anything major yet until I really know who's going to. But anyway, now we have a very quick, and we can even look, I'll show you guys, research. Research isn't. Look for energy and environment, I think is where it be. Possible. It's gonna then be in I think it matters, right? Human and social. This sheet is a lot, so you gotta get to this one, right? Yeah, this is where the internet is. We'll be working on internet too. Getting everybody internet. Tons of crazy stuff there. We're gonna be getting into the military stuff for sure. A lot later though. Money. Base. There. Oh man. I made it high speed electric. I'm gonna patent this. And then we might publish it, but maybe not. Yeah. Either way, it is at least, I believe, a couple hundred miles an hour. I know the Hyperloop is. We want to get to the Hyperloop eventually, but it does. Yep. Nice. Held your breath and everything? You didn't have to hold your nose? Perfect. No, yeah, it hurts sometimes, to be honest, when you're... yeah, it hurts sometimes, to be honest, I mean. Sometimes very good. Very